Welcome to the Parody, where we tell up the victims and all our favorite media. I'm Justy Rose, and today we're looking at the first season of the Roblox Ragdoll show, released on the GGF871 YouTube channel in 2020. The reason why that name has probably become so infamous in this channel's history is because that's basically the quarter of the content here. And at least one GGF871 video has achieved their championship. Also, I haven't even gotten done covering all the stuff. There is still at least 20 more things from the GGF871 channel I need to cover for it all to get done. And for my own personal catalog, that is insane. And there's still probably going to be even more coming out in the future. And with all of that out of the way, let's get into the show. But not the kills. To believe I even uploaded this, you have to at least see this. Yep, that is an actual shot from episode 4. The Roblox Ragdoll show started out in mid-April 2020. Although initially starting with 3 episodes aired the day after the last, they ended up being lost since I deleted them because of a certain Roblox feature. Thus, when you search them by release date, episode 4 comes first. Those 3 episodes got replaced with 3 new episodes that pose as the first 3 episodes of the entire show, being released from October to December 2020. As of now, the show is currently in the middle of its 7th unlisted season. I'll link all 5 episodes in the description. Also, I feel the need to say also that I already covered this in Season 2 in 2021, yet those videos are now unlisted and not considered as actual ones. It's like what I did with the Just Causing Mayhem episodes, like how those aren't actual episodes anymore. But anyways, how many Roblox Ragdollians can get ragdolled to death? Let's find out and get to the kills. The series begins with a god-awful intro and an age rating that will become ironic by the time we get to the Uncovered Season 6. What's less awful is the Season 1 intro used for these 2 episodes. A dune buggy crashes into lava, giving the series its first kill. And Tentacard! The very first episode features a lot of attractions that you'll become used to as the season goes on. Also, if somebody gets exploded and they somehow land to this hole which they'll get hit with multiple poles, yeah, I'll count it. However, if that's their own choice, they ragdoll in or they get pushed in, that won't count for me. Like with Isabella Rose Unicorn, who gets pushed in. There's also wacky potions that can change the proportions of your character. Note new national threat, Wide Man. Ah shit, I guess we can make the dreams a reality since Just actually pushes off Isabella. This episode, along with much of the other episodes of the season, takes place in the so-called Ragdoll City. I describe it as a city where multiple Ragdoll-related events can happen. Also, Pop Top might be fine. He has a lower gravity level. The next potion makes Just have an incredibly small head compared to the rest of his body. However, he gets a taste of his own medicine when he gets exploded off the platform. Bombing down here is great. You can just do it to random people and they won't end up dying. It's their way of revolutionizing domestic terrorism. The next potion makes Just fall off the platform, or no wait, just get taller. Alright. There really isn't a whole lot going on in the later episodes that I haven't already said here. And as I say when Just gets to the bottom of the poles, damn you, I'm doing it anyways. Our next potion will be successful and oh wait, shit, it already turned him into something that we already saw him turn into. Nothing's much happened in the past 2 minutes, but there are twins up here on the platform. And since they're trying to pull off a attempt, judging by what they say together, I'm gonna count them both. We get our next evolution in potion technology, as Just turns into, what the fuck is that? JT Lang, what do you know? Do you know about the results of this potion that turns Just big and tall? Or do you know about our next, damn you! Also, it's now that I realize so much useless drama happens in Season 1. It's why I'm probably not gonna talk a whole bunch during this season. Oh fuck, just watch out! Aw, shit! Boom, get wrecked, nerd. Our next attempt at potion evolution is just slight scaling. Now we're going down to an eltacular area in which we have not explored yet. It involves this amazing anti-gravity section. I wonder if anything will go down in here in episode 4. In the meantime, Justice is about to get really big. In the end, this anti-gravity room provides much comedic effect. And in the end, we can all blame drama. Wait, we're already at the end of episode 1? Oh, that's telling me this one's gonna be short for something that's 5.5 hours. And yep, those are the credits. You think this episode would be short, but nope. It's 27 minutes long. Episode 2 focuses on copyright. No, episode 2 actually focuses on the outskirts of Ragdoll City. What's more noticeable is the noticeable change in Justice's appearance. Although this episode doesn't exactly focus on copyright, it was copyrighted music playing in the background, so that's why there's almost no music in this episode. And also, this episode is just about the fun, because I love it when people fall down the stairs near Wall Street. Well, if it wasn't DiCaprio, we do end up going back to where we started the episode. Island C gives us 7 noobs to count, 4 over here in free in the background. Oh, don't miss that one. Just wants to be a baller. He wants to be on the counter. Wait, what? Yeah, this red ramp over here kills you, and I'll be counting just for the seasons where he doesn't die a whole bunch. Somebody must have invented grappling hooks, since apparently they exist in this universe. Noobs ain't done yet. By the please stay in here button, there is one more noob to count. One of the friends tests the stairs, but unfortunately, the stairs are also pretty deadly as he dies on the way down. Subscribe to our YouTube channel called The Squad. This girl is first up on the stair count as she falls. Justice 2 and... Wait, what the fuck? Why aren't the stairs working? They have to work eventually, right? Right? What the... Oh, wait, the stairs work now. Alright, welp, looks like we have nothing to see anymore in... Oh, wait, shit, report on that! Report on that dead body! Oh, wait, that's the same girl, still counter. Mary and Just appear to seem to spot a cannon and... Wait, shit, that kills people? One guy on Island C doesn't get the memo quite yet and gets shot out of the cannon. Chungi wants to see the smiley face, except he's become a smile now. Another guy didn't learn from that, as we see his body front on screen. The Cannon Explorer also wants to explode the red... No, that kills you! Ah, shit. I just can't seem to escape this constant stream of kills. But luckily, our second episode is also about to come to an end, and mercifully, it was quite shorter. But kills do not stop, as this game of Plinko accidentally sets up a kill trap for Just. Alright, show distributors, end episode. Episode 3, strangely enough, begins with an MPAA rating. That's before we get a regular TV rating and the deaths of at least 2 people on a rocket. Oh, hey, Just, what's up with the new character change? And, oh shit, that person just jumped off, counter. This disaster island has many locations and many random disasters. Our next location is a surfing shop. And the disaster is Al-possessed thunderstorm. And from inside, looks like somebody outside got fucking exploded. The disaster lasts quite a while, but surprisingly, no one dies for the rest of the disaster. 22 is rookie numbers. I have like over 100 now. It seems like the people in the disaster have been located at a gas station. And since there are cars here, you know that death is about to happen. There's a flood happening on the island, so you have to get to high and stable ground. The flood's first victim is this billboard that falls down and kills 4. Meanwhile, in the flood, there are 3 people still alive that aren't going to be alive for much longer, let's be honest. And I'm also willing to count 5 more people in this flood, since all of them are either not alive or aren't going to stay alive much longer. Altogether, even though almost everyone died, I only saw 12 happen on screen. Our next disaster is death at the glass office. And the next disaster is a tsunami? The tsunami is an almost impossible to survive disaster. That is, if you don't have a balloon. That's what causes a 1 in 11 survival, as 10 people die from the tsunami when they fall down. The next place is a low-quality flinger's resort, and it seems like it's getting way too cold for my taste. Although one person outside does end up dying. Aside from that, everyone else survived, or at least what I could see. It seems like our next location is a bit familiar. I can't wait to see why that might be. Yep, that's a rocket ship. 2 people end up dying when a button is pressed to bring down the beam. This person named Ava falls down and dies.
What the fuck, is that a volcano in the background? No, bye, Rocket.
Yep, the disaster is an easy-to-survive volcanic eruption. Or if you're not just, who dies from getting a wotastic volcano rock.
Look at the minuscule destruction.
We didn't end up getting that much stuff from that last disaster, so how about we go down to the ranch?
Wait, what the fuck?
Are you saying I could have imp protection on Roblox? Yes.
You fucking dipshit!
That's right, I forgot. Seems like the disaster hasn't started. Maybe a bit of tectonic activity will work? Getting distracted by emotes causes you to die from an earthquake. As is correct, this is an earthquake, but we're too far away to judge if anybody actually dies. So while the earthquake is still happening, I've run out of ideas. Consolation victim, perhaps? And so the disaster ends without anybody actually dying inside the disaster except just? That's a bit weird. Ah, shit. The next place is a prison. Get your season 4 and 6 tickets here. And it seems like you're gonna get a little lightning. Would it be surprising to figure out that everybody survived the disaster? The next place is a house. And whoopsie, somebody accidentally committed arson. To escape, somebody decides to jump out a window, not remembering that they had low health. The house has one more present for us, somebody who just randomly falls down. Guys, turns out that that's not the actual only time those two are mentioned in the series. Apparently, the place is a really awesome theme park. Some fucking dipshit decides not to send the drop tower up. We actually get a lot of kills as we see a body and 3 people killed from meteorite strikes. And also there's this unfortunate man. One strikes the drop tower, killing this guy in a brutal way. But surprisingly, those 6 are probably just it. A tornado decides to strike down on the prison, but isn't the episode like over at this point? But just should have been watching where they were going as they die. At least this episode has a bit more formal credits, perhaps? Episode 4 begins with an intro that you see throughout all of these episodes. It's also kinda bad. Not as bad as the intro used in the first 2 episodes, though. This episode makes a huge leap. I think it's actually in 1080p. In comparison, episode 5, the one after this, only goes up to 480p. I forgot to mention that cannons exist here, and that they can shoot you really, really far, if you desire to. It appears there's a problem downstairs. There's a lot of drama. I've also got the greatest moment in cinematic history. You ready? Here you go. Wait, this isn't it. Abort. Alright, you see, this is where the drama begins. It's because 2 people are, I think, online dating. And well, we can go to the top to get the show's new intro. Alright, it features everybody that's in the episode and lists their names in a credit format. Damn you, Justice inflates the intro, but we do get to see the names of everybody else down here. The last part of the intro goes down to the anti-gravity chamber, and going in, you only know what to expect. The intros always have them, but they never come off quite as hard as this one. It's a title card! And now that that's out of the way, we can spend the next 15 minutes with the characters we'll be following this episode. They're online dating, and they can't do that in front of a 9-year-old. Or in front of a 12-year-old that we only see in the chat, and oh, there he is. When we get back from a cut, they harass this kid for being 9 years old. And they tell him that his facts are, gay? Meanwhile, above ground, we see an actual dead body. We go back down and, oh my god, dude, I don't like that censor bar in front of if I was gay. At least half the city has come down here just so they can mob against them. Oreos doesn't know why we're talking to all of these little kids. Apparently they pushed a fish kid and they say it's because the kids don't have respect? What? Meanwhile, above ground, we get a break from the drama as we see all of these people. Meanwhile, we're back down there again, but this time there's no drama. It's only epicness. Alright, since the epicness is now gone, we can get back to drama, right? Well, thankfully, yes, but it seems like we're gone now. Just has something to say, which is probably her first line in this show since episode 1. Let's see it. Roblox censor! Apparently, they've been spotted next, outside. It's in a place we haven't seen that much in the show, and they've found them to continue the drama. Hammy the hamster lets Fishy keep them there, but looks like Verrust has some other things to do, since he just immediately decides that, well, Hammy's gone, he wants to run away. Now they've become hot on everybody's radar when they discover that they've run away. You want another dose of epicness? Just has caught up to them, but apparently they've reached some unmarked territory on most maps, as they are now literally outside the thing entirely. They form a pact, and when Just gets back up to where they currently are, it apparently appears that both of them aren't there anymore. Alright guys, head back. Looks like they just jumped off the map, which is actually what they did, and since it's confirmed now, I will count both of them. But just watch out, you gotta watch out. Ah, shit. And since they are not at spawn, it looks like they've apparently left the game entirely. Hammy forms the theory that they tricked them, because Hammy thinks that they're still over there, and thus another search mission begins. But no, apparently she made a mistake, but they might be private chatting. All the kids have found out that potions now exist and are getting into many wacky forms. And now apparently the rest of the episode now is focusing on how potions are awesome and you definitely shouldn't drink the one with the skull on it. But now looks like our trek has come to an end. Look at this green screen room, look at those stairs, look at that pod for stuff, and especially that statue. And this guy's just sitting down on the stairs, just ready to be done with it all. And with the game passes, potions, and bombs, we're just gonna have fun now. And that's definitely what you should leave out on, as episode 4 ends on a good note. Meanwhile, me in 2020 can just show off how many things I might own. Episode 5, for some reason, decides to bring back the intro from the original 3 episodes. We get right into the episode, focusing on this army or something. Our army has a wacky selection of characters. The army's bean supplier and leader is Keegan09412. The resident Pepsi guy's Gino Farts 2016. This conehead on the floor is TJ Berrytails 1. The guy on the ground with swords on his back is Roro the cat. And the token black character of all of this is My Penis Hurt. This guy named Cameron wants to join the army, but he gets pushed away. Roro the cat knows about potions and can turn big and slim. Keegan then starts up a training program. There's a person down there who wants to join the army, this guy named Nate Clock. The army members make their way up the staircase. Penis decides to do test 1, durability, in which it might be a success. Keegan gets all the members of the army down there and tells the cone guy to give him the gun. In demonstration, Keegan shoots the gun, and I think it might accidentally just hit TJ Berrytails since he falls off. After the test of durability, Keegan says that it's bean time. I'll let the rest of the episode play out, but with the music still standing here. There's just not much of a way just to talk about this enormous, enjoyable episode fest. Keegan then tells the other people to get down. Meanwhile, he leaves us down to digest this dead body. Bean time! Just gets a job, call the others down for a special surprise. Apparently they don't care about beans anymore, since this is the second time they decide to call them. And it's not just that, the army is apparently starting to dissolve. Apparently when they got the penis, it was too late. Penis had already died beside the stairs. Gino has decided to abandon Pepsi and get into communism. This is what you hear when you get an army dissolving. More and more of the army is starting to fall apart, as Nate is dead by the platform. Apparently now Keegan is just being left to die. After a bit, Just decides to fall off the balloon and head towards the ground, but apparently it's too late for that. After landing in the bomb field, we see Keegan's dead body, and his last word was penis? Apparently everyone else has decided to leave the army, since Keegan was apparently pushing someone. Just decides to form theories on why the other members left, since they probably left the game, got distracted by their own decisions, or just left the army entirely. Keegan decides to turn evil after Just told him that TJ unfortunately died. Just decides to jump on the balloon when it respawns, and Keegan is not gonna get on. So the episode ends with Keegan having no people in his army. Well, that's a lie. Luckily, episode 6 is the shortest so far, lasting just over 11 minutes. And we've already seen almost all the attractions that there needs to be seen throughout the entire show so far. Stay Dope decides to bomb this person, but immediately regrets it when they die. And here's the intro that was dropped last episode. I mean, look at it. It's back and it's more formal. A 5-layered credit shows us our new method of jumping down. It's called a jump cut. And with the return of our intro from episode 4, we obviously have to favor this with something. Card. This episode's title comes from the fact that this entire episode basically takes place on the platform. Up here, many hijinks ensue, but it doesn't make for much stuff to talk about. I love how just foreshadows future episode while 2 dead bodies just fall down. But I wasn't kidding when I said there was not a lot to talk about. Activities with cannons ensue. The nation's national threat Wide Man has returned. Just then decides to invest in laggy pole movement. Yep, like I said, it's just literally wacky hijinks on this big tall platform. Like these people just jumping down the hole and getting hit by poles. And truthfully, there wasn't that much death in this episode to begin with. So really, although it was short and easy to cover, man, was it kinda nothing. Thankfully, the episode ends with a pole shot and credits. Did I accidentally pop in episode 6? No, oh wait, those are different people from last time. And yes, this episode's title states that today's subject of episode will be cannons. And this episode gets away with not having an actual intro. On the top of the platform, there's a fat Cletus that eventually just gets pushed off. Down here, we got 2 good friends, Greenboy Jaden and Marquesi. This guy gets bombed and just dies from falling down the stairs. When the hell we're gonna get to the stuff about cannons? Well, apparently when we get out of the anti-gravity factory, and out of the pushing people off the big platform factory, and finally, some guy decided to get into a cannon. Too bad we never see the guy explode out of the cannon. Alright, boys, we have the authentic cannon experience. Now let's reset and... Fuck. Well, cannons are fun, right? Let's just push ourselves out of them forever. Just as the one that figures out that you can just ragdoll inside of them and... Oh, this has got a bit awkward. Good thing that she shoots herself out of the cannon. A whole lot of people shoot out of a cannon, in fact. Some a little bit too much. And Just can finally have the cannon resort again. However, no one's actually giving Just the chance to get into the cannon. While trying to get into the cannon resort, just falls out of the cannon and the platform entirely. There is a big danger at the top of the platform. This guy with what appears to be an axe. And eventually this guy named Casey pushes Just off. Eventually, with the help of some settings, Just figures out that there are cannons down here. He still has to wait for Baby Boy to get out of it though. But when he does, it's free real estate for Just. He can finally get back into his cannon resort after a bit of movement adjustment and falling out. But finally, the cannon resort is here for Just to stay. End episode. The credits here only last 10 seconds and feature some funny stuff. And at the end, it reveals episode 8's release date. This episode kind of presents Just as a tour guide, since the name of the episode suggests that they're going everywhere that this island has to offer. And just like that, begin intro. And hey, editor, maybe fill up the entire screen with credits. Nice. That sure will help with our vision plans. And this actually gives way to our nice official title card. Well, yes, this episode is basically a tour. Number 1, high platform. Number 2, holes with pipes in it. Our third site is this balloon that just recently took off. The city's next site is the statue. Site 5 is the bomb field. The field where you can get bombed without ever having to worry about getting arrested. Site 6 is the individual cannons, the ones separate from the high platform. The 7th site of the island is this cliff, where they just don't notice that you could just walk up it and everything would be alright. Although the episode forgot some portions of the city, it's okay. And plus, I didn't even have to worry about kills in the slightest. Because what we can do is get into more wacky hijinks and it'll all be okay. Like drowning in water is fun. But I forgot episodes had a maximum amount of length. And so our next piece of mischief is on signs, which apparently make for good credit causers. As instead of a black screen, these are where the credits are being located this episode. We have just passed the 25-minute mark and we're only on episode 9. Yes, episode 9. Let's just get into it. Episode 9 is different. It doesn't have a fade in when the intro plays. The anti-gravity room appears within the episode within the first minute. But that gets abandoned in favor for another non-existent intro. Alright, for compensation, here you go. Title card! Huh, that's weird. I thought there wasn't any intro. Why are we back in here? It's just so for the millionth time in the show, we can have anti-gravity hijinks. Now here's the curious part. Can you actually get up to the platform with just the poles? Well, that's the question that's gonna get answered inside of this 27-minute long episode. And immediately, the obby is getting difficult. Also, do you want to know how long the storyline goes on for? 20 minutes. Alright, yeah. That it actually lasts 20 minutes. When the episode is almost over, you want to know where they still are a minute until the end? That's right, near the metal bars. Here's the proof and everything. That means this episode has a very severe case of probably dragged out to all hellitis. I don't even think episode 10 has that problem, yet that one's an hour and 10 minutes long. I just skipped a minute and 40 seconds. Instead, for this entire segment, I'll just be reading funny stuff from the chat. Starting with, I believe that's a church kid fly. Who wants a Cheeto? Because it's Cheeto time, man. Die. I just got some dry.
This trendy hoodie says, "Oh, for pedal's sake." It's a high-quality screen print that Jack and Jillaby has never done before. But you can only order within the next 10 days. The link is in the description box down there.
Mike, just decides to give a break for dragging the episode out this long before asking anyone who wants to join him on the adventure to the top of the poles. These fucking rude idiots fucking refuse like fucking idiots. But apparently there's already people up there. I don't talk tags. R used a potion today. Old road. Yeah, you should have probably noticed things were getting downhill when I had to say stuff from chat since the episode dragged out this much. This works better as a shitty Roblox video. Don't fucking swear fucking on fucking my fucking folks fucking children fucking game fucking. I just looked at the timestamp and holy shit, there are 4 minutes left in this thing. I'm about to shit my pants. Eat me and you won't be sad! Watch me go swoosh. Ragdoll tall doge. Look, the last guest! Holy shit, it's the last guest, guys. I think Kazian Gamer YT9 has a closer opinion to mine. I think that movie is just kind of, like, average. And eventually, wait. Are we actually at the final 30 seconds of the episode? Oh my god. Yes! Opening credits. Not opening. Shit! Ending credits. Come on in. Just like, come on in. Ending credits for, where the fuck are you? Oh, there y'all are. I don't care if y'all are memes. Just like, come in. Oh, episode 10 is different. It features a new GGF 871 intro that totally will never be abandoned. As promised by the title, this episode is the show's Extreme 1 Hour Spectacular. Obviously, with such a big length, this one's probably going to be the longest segment out of all of these. So obviously, there's probably going to have to be a lot of stuff to be cut out in order for this not to turn extremely long. Oh yeah, this episode is in the highly prestigious free 60p. For such a grand episode, how about we go up in a balloon? However, we're not just going up on the balloon this to be grand. We just need a grand opening to the intro. Hey wait, just fill up the entire screen with names again. But unfortunately for all, this is the last edited episode to happen in Ragdoll City, so let's have an ultimate ending title card! As the penultimate episode to take place in this particular section of Ragdoll City, we have to do everything. We have to cover Potion Evolutions, finally! There's this part an exact hour away from the episode's ending that just mirrors episode 9, so I'm not going to talk about it. Afterwards, Too Long Hair Girl finds a way to stick to the edge of the wall. Attention everyone, we have found White Man's wife, White Woman. Done it again. Alright, we just had to do stuff that was in episode 7. I think we found out who could potentially fight against the Whites. The stick legs. Might as well just come back to the Cannon Resort. But eventually this woman comes in and just knocks Just down over a whole entire ledge. And he hits the stairs and does not die? May the anti-gravity chamber rest in peace after this episode. Alright, we haven't seen one in a while, so how about you see a dead body? The Cannon Resort is unfortunately ruined by this big guy who gets in the cannon and just falls down a second time. But since falls can't kill Just for some reason, how about you get this consolation body? I've never usually skipped 4 to 5 minutes of something before, but this might have to be an exception. Meanwhile, about halfway into the episode, we get our intro shot. I'll show an intro shot, alright? I think it goes like this. Oh god, we see this guy who, I'm gonna have to censor you. Hey, since there's not really anything happening right now, how about we listen to the music of this episode? It'll be in the credits for where the source was originally from. At the bottom, Too Long Hair Girl's getting harassed by the entire lobby. They were definitely giving her a 2 treatment. Meanwhile, in the anti-gravity chamber, it looks like somebody's been murdered. Well, I think you would like to know that there's only about, 15 minutes remaining? Or approximately remaining in this. Oh, hey, Chucky. Just because it's Chucky, I'm gonna count it when he gets shot out of the cannon. Oh, skipping over all that stuff really made this episode more bearable. Although it's an hour long and arguably more dragged out than episode 9, I had an easier time talking about the contents of the episode. And also, just because Sokolat says he's gonna die and he gets pushed off, I'm gonna count
I'm not,
that too.
lol.
Now you listen. This is some wacky shit. I can do whatever I want with the counting here. Like, look how wacky this stuff is. Alright, looks like this will be one of the last times we see the anti-gravity chamber. R.I.P. And in fact, our last edited shot of Ragdoll City, or at least this portion in the show, is of this cannon and a balloon. Roll the episode credits and just listen to the happy music in the background. We're almost there. Here are some interesting things about next episode. It's the lowest viewed episode of Season 1, it's the shortest episode of Season 1, and is the only unedited episode in the entire series. Yep, episode 11 is not edited at all. It's literally just a screen recording that I was too lazy to edit. And yeah, it's your typical Season 1 episode. Ragdoll City, looking at some random stuff, and some people might die, but yeah. Just went for it, and yep, same as everything before, no one dies. Let's skip this one entirely. Episode 12 is better, although it starts off with a jump scare warning and then goes back to the intro. And it also presents us with a new location for the series, which I think is cool. The last time we were anywhere else was 9 episodes ago, all the way back in episode 3. But this is episode 12, and we're in an unseen bedroom. There's a warning on the wall saying that if you touch a bed, you will die, but obviously, who's gonna listen to that? So obviously, Just decides to touch the forbidden bed and, whoa. Because of that, we get sent into a horror experience. The only thing he has to accompany him are his flashlight and other people. And judging by the shaky screen, there's obviously a lot to be scared about. Now the screen is just shaking more than ever, and it looks like he jumped across the platform even though he's actually back here. We're so silly. Besides that room, there's a room with boxes in it. Holy moly, it's our first monster, and they're going for Just. While trying to get over to the platform, one guy falls down and dies. Hand. How silly we are. Just and Sky Sea explore this back rooms looking place more. Some guy gets lit on fire and he goes down a hole along with one other person. And Just doesn't learn as he falls down the hole too. Oh yeah, respawning exists. I forgot to mention that. Just explores the place alone, which I don't think is really that good of an idea. Especially with stuff like that lurking in the wall. With the monsters ready to kill Just, he runs away towards other people. Unfortunately, it was a detriment, as Just falls down a hole again. Fortunately, Just runs into another person who just stands there for a few seconds and then decides to go with him. It turns out being together causes no monsters to appear, as there are literally quite none. More exploring commences. But it appears Mikey might have made a mistake, as he led them both into monsters. The monsters chase Just yet again, and yet again, Just decides to go down and fall into a hole. Just loves falling down holes so much that Just ends up wanting to do it again. Exploring. This episode seems to quite love it. However, Just and the gang have made sure they stepped into the same group of monsters. Damn, this monster just might have a Just fetish. Just, way too heavily injured, lets the monster take him alive and kill him. This room of the place has much smaller dangers. Cockroaches! But this vent apparently protects you all from cockroaches. Alright, we're still nearing the end of today's spectacular episode. Although we don't see it and it ends on a cliffhanger, I'm gonna say Just dies from this cockroach, even though the credits interrupt it. The next episode features a beginning that features Just jumping out of a plane. He's landing next to a bomb field with, well, bombs in it. While this part of the city does feature the burning person exhibit, over here is the tire exhibit, and then you have the road exhibit, that platform exhibit, and the hole in the ground exhibit. This part of the city does have an anti-gravity chamber too, but looks like none of the platforms can be reached when you've been severed. There's also an extremely tall building with a platform that you can jump off, which makes you fall a whole lot towards the ground. When you fall to the ground, you get cut in half. Afterwards, Just starts a respawn extravaganza to get up to a plane that he spotted. And eventually, when the battery reaches 10%, the respawn after that decides to send him up to the plane. Just dives off, which instead of sending him to this portion of Ragdoll City, it decides to send them towards the extreme edge of the map. And no one's here, why not just jump off of this? I mean, I have nothing better to do, and Alright, so when Just decides to jump off the edge of the map, it sends him a ludicrous amount of studs down. The highest amount of studs I could quantify here was 15,598 down. Just has nothing better to do, so why not jump off the building again? Or no, instead of jumping off, he decides to just clutch onto every single window down. There's also this weird platform of a window that's sticking out, which leads to a inoperable door. This is what is being sent back up does to someone. Just goes back to the place from episode 12. I mean, like the one before this, but still. And there's a whole lot of sights that they didn't get to see. Like, you can touch that bed. There's the guy from Team Fortress 2. So why not go back down after exploring all of that? Why not see a hanging noob who's probably been at least dead for a while? There's also a place where you can get flung around for infinity. So Just decides to join among on this thing. Death. This place also has an amusing balloon. Every Ragdoll place in the country has to have that. The balloon didn't work, so how about we go down right next to this PvP arena? Oh yeah, out of rival for like 3 dead bodies scattered around. The ending is between these two, and although she has a chainsaw, she gets her head obliterated with a baseball bat. The bacon looks like he'll be staying alive, but instead he gets his head obliterated behind a pillar. One of the dead guys returns, but unfortunately he dies too. We get a small break from the brutality before it might eventually return again. Oh yeah, there's also a shop where you can buy stuff for points. Our return to the brutality arena shows one more body for our count. Meanwhile, on this platform, this guy is having a hard time standing up, probably because of his baseball bat. Our count isn't over yet though. Faithbringer actually ends up dying, and Racings gets another head obliterated. Just actually ends up inside the PvP arena. Unfortunately, the person he's going against has lethal lightning claps. Meanwhile, Just uses a staircase to show the episode's credits. I mean, like, there they are. At the end of the credits, it teases the finale's release date. The next episode, 14, is gonna be the finale to this season, so it'll be possibly big, possibly grand, the world will probably end. Wait, what? In this episode, a new intro plays before someone dies right the fuck away. A bacon hair that gets shot by this random asshole. Although Just tries to run away from the gunman, it comes to no success. Just gets killed by the gunman and his hail of bullets. How about we respawn through all the places we've seen in the 3 episodes that have taken place here? This one right here might just be the last episode in the series to focus on Ragdoll heavily until season 5. Some gunmen have decided to strike right inside the spawn area. But no, they're actually going against each other in a PvP session. But instead, we never actually see what happened inside the gunfight, so we never know the results and no one can be added. But I can add this person who died in a dumpster fire. Turns out that the gunfight between these two is still happening. It takes a good guy like him to kill Vahri off screen. I don't think we've actually gotten to the main point of the episode yet, so how about we kill that person and get to it now? Just starts with an announcement that Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. Just makes the announcement that the world is about to end in half an hour. People actually respond, and Just says it's not a drill. Some guy decides to assassinate Just right then and there. There's another announcement. They all have to find a way to get away from the end of time to survive. The about 25-minute timer begins now. People don't really take the announcement that this to Roblox Ragdoll Show universe is being taken seriously. Just also has another thing to say. You have to be over 1,000 height to survive. Before any other rules can be solidified, we see at least 3 people die in the arena. Just tries to fight against a PvP champion only to have a head obliteration. Over at the tower, someone decided to step on the bed. Since people have already joined since that announcement was made, Just tells them all to read above. Oh, what message is above me? Oh, fuck you. Just, I don't know if that was a good idea since you just went back to the same place. All the sites we had in episode 13 come back here except, yeah, it's basically just like the same stuff except executed kind of differently. Just comes back with another announcement saying that 20 minutes remain until the end of time. But unlike last time, nobody really takes the announcement seriously. And they all, including Just, do Ragdoll-related activities. You kinda expect me to be lying, but like, no, it's just Ragdoll-related activities until the world just ends. And we don't even know when that is since there's no consistent time frame. Like, except for those portions, this episode is just kind of disappointing. It's cool that we get to see more rooms of the anti-gravity chamber, like the Omega green screen room. There's also like a room with like a carousel looking thing, but like, I don't really care about that. But finally, around 22 minutes in, we finally have a consistent time frame. And just takes us back to the arena where we finally get another kill for the count. The speed coil and low quality make it hard, but at the most, I can see 3 more bodies in there. But Just is last, as he gets chainsawed to fucking hell. That kill was awesome. As somebody gets shot in the background, Just comes in with another announcement. Oh no, it's just a repeat that the world will end, like, sometime. We don't know. We don't have a consistent time frame. Nobody really cares anyways. People actually respond, whether being confused amethyst flamethrowers or just people who want the team. Just finally sets a consistent time frame. When the server reaches 95 minutes and H, that's when the world will end. So they have approximately 5 minutes remaining. Back inside the arena, Just immediately dies from more lightning hands. Going back to the server rage, there are approximately 3 minutes remaining till everybody in the server dies. Just then goes around this section of Ragdoll City for everyone to say goodbye to it. The clock then starts ticking closer and closer to the end of the world, so they have to panic. I mean, duh. And since the clock is getting closer and closer and closer and closer, you know what I mean, it eventually reaches 95 minutes. Our second to last kill graphic appears on screen as we see a dead body. And with some really shitty editing, the season ends with the entire world burning down. Roll credits. Now, here's our dilemma. We don't actually know how many people die, so we're just gonna have to go off of my old 2021 episode. The 2021 old episode states that 22 people die in the fire, add Just, and that's 23. So 23 people die in this fire. The credits say that the audience will expect Season 2 of the Roblox Prison Show on July 20th. In this hypothetical second season, the Roblox Prison Show never ended up materializing. Obviously, Season 2 ended up materializing, but anyways, how many people died when you let loose and get ragdolled in many ways, or just more ways than one, perhaps? Let's find out and get to the numbers. Guys, we need help. The smile we had in the containment facility escaped. It's infecting everyone here. We're working on the cure, and it just somehow broke out of its containment cell. We're still in the mountain. I don't know the exact coordinates. It's off of Highway 18, but just like send anyone you can that can help with this emergency. And if anyone leaks this tape, you've been cursed. Alright? These might as well just be my final messages. Goodbye. 150 people died in the Roblox Ragdoll Show Season 1. Note that exact number because if this were on Dead Meat, that would be in between Dawn of the Dead and the Forever Purge, and the Gremlin kill count in Gremlins. But anyways, the victims included 84 men, 24 which being Justs, 18 women, and 48 unknowns, giving us this pie chart with Just having their own wedge. Anyways, the nitty-gritty of the episode kill counts is kinda complicated, but I'll get into it now. Episodes 8, 9, and 11 killed 0 people, meaning they have absolutely no representation. Fuck you. Episode 7 killed 1 person, making this pie chart entirely blueberry. Episodes 1, 4, 5, and 10 all killed 4 people respectively, putting these victims in the Sweet 16. Episode 6 killed 5 people, making this the pie chart that's also blueberry. Episode 12 killed 9 people, also making a blueberry pie chart. Episode 13 killed 12 people, making this ridiculous pie. Episode 2 killed 20 people, making this pie chart, kind of unique. Somehow, I don't know. Episode 14 killed 41 people, making the pie chart majority unknown. And episode 3 killed 46 people. And I think that's what happens to this pie chart. And in total, that adds 95 kills to the Roblox Ragdoll Show series, using the pie chart we had from Season 4. But anyways, with a season of 14 episodes, that meant each episode had an average of 10.71 kills. And with a runtime in total with minutes running up to 324, we had on average 1 kill every 2.16 minutes.
That was fucking hell to get right.
I'll give Amethyst Flamethrower without any Super Smash Bros. Competition to Just Death by Chainsaw. It is brutal and basically surprisingly graphic. I'll give Broken Pistol to, I don't know, there's so many options. I'll just give it to the last body we see on screen in the entire season. And I should have done this a while ago, but how about I introduce a new award? Best Episode for a season or series. For this season, it's kind of tied between episodes 4 and 5 since those kind of actually have a plot, but for the one I enjoy more, I'll have to give it to episode 5. And that's it. For Roblox Ragdoll Show Season 1 was put onto the GGF801 YouTube channel in 2020. Currently, there are 2 more seasons I need to do new episodes on, as those old episodes don't really count anymore. One even coming from 2022, that one being the Roblox Ragdoll Show Season 3, which I will do again. Not under a recount label this time, but until then, I'm not James H. Denise, I'm in fact Justy Rose, and this has been the Parody. Thanks a lot for watching this parody. As you've noticed by the release date of this, you may be asking where the hell is Helluva Boss and Roblocalypse, and to that I say, I'd believe them to mid to late January or early February. So yeah, there you go. Anyways, yep, as you heard, this is my own creation, and I fully own up to it, despite there being some shit in this. Anyways, thanks for watching.